हरे कृष्ण। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै Hare Krishna. So here we'll continue our discussion. So Krishna tells that even if you kill a person, you are not going to get sin. So you can be free from that reaction even if you kill. So people may say that okay. So the reason that is given is that if you work for the Lord in the name of Lord, then you are not going to get any reaction. So people may misuse this. So same thing is happening. Like so many people are in the name of religion, in the name of God, they are killing, they are doing so many atrocities. And Krishna is telling, yeah, if you do for me, you are not going to get reaction. So how to understand this? How should we see that a person is performing such a wrong activity and he is said that no reaction? Arjuna is telling, I'll go to the forest and I'll read Bhagavatam. Krishna is telling, no, 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 no. That is wrong. That is sinful. You be here and you kill all these people. That is right for you. So it looks like that's the reason some people, they try to ban Bhagavad Gita in Russia. They are citing the same reason. They say that this is so much violence is promoted in Bhagavad Gita. But they don't understand that it is Krishna is talking about a different principle. He is talking that if we are not having ahankara, the doership mentality, and then when we perform the activity, then only we are not going to get result. So three things are there. We should not be attached to the result, we should not be attached to the activity, and we should not think that we are the doer. So all the things should be, then only that formula is applied. Otherwise, it is not possible. We are thinking that I am the doer and then I am performing the activity and I am attached to result also. And definitely reactions will come. Otherwise, no reaction. So it's a very scientific method what Krishna is saying. There is science behind it. See, what happens is when we do activity, we are affected by the emotions. There is an emotional part in it. Why emotional part? Because I am attached to the result. That's why the emotional aspect comes. If I am not attached to result, then there is no emotional effect to it. So that will help us to, like say, any activity. Now there are two motivations: dukkha nivritti, sukha pravritti. We want to reduce the pain and increase the happiness. So this is the basic motivation for our activities. But we are not interested in result. We are interested in Krishna's pleasure. So there is so much difference in that understanding. So people, even for devotees also, if we are attached to result, we'll get affected by it. I may say I don't have karma. Devotee don't have karma. Yes, you don't have karma if you are not attached to result. Otherwise you are getting affected, na? Basically karma means reaction. So now say I wrote an exam. I am attached to the result. So what will happen? The result, I am attached to result. So if good happens, I am happy. Bad happens, I am sad. So that means I am getting affected. So it is how much we are emotionally involved in that situation, and that causes actually karma also. So this should be the clear understanding. So what causes karma is the attitude with which I am handling the situation. So it's not that we are just so emotional aspect. Please understand this carefully. How much we are emotionally involved, to that degree we are going to get affected by the karma. So if we are not emotionally involved, there is no impression. So how it happens is, the impressions will, like say I ate a mango. Very simple example. So first is I enjoyed mango. Second is what? Second aspect is the impression, the memory of that pleasure remains. That is called samskaras, right? So now what happens is, now when a devotee is doing, he is also enjoying a mango. But he enjoys a mango for pleasure of Krishna. So he feels, yes, Krishna will be happy if I take remnant. So his emotion aspect, that uh, the emotional aspect, that I am so attachment to Krishna, that is so much that this impression don't remain much. That's why there is no karma. Because what happens is, if impression remains, you will repeat the action. That is the point. So I repeat the action because the impression is there. Say I see mango again, I remember, and then the impression become more deeper, more deeper, more deeper. So in that way, we become more and more entangled. So this is the system that happens. So now that sanskaras become more deepened, they becomes vasanas, and they decide our next life. That's why we see that some children who are born in the born in devotees family, from childhood only they are playing mridanga, they are singing and all. Why? It is vasanas from the previous life. The impressions become so deeper that they are continuing from the previous life, right? Similarly for us also, we also whatever impression. So now, if say devotee is going for a hotel and eating, now he cannot enjoy very deeply because he knows I am doing wrong. So that will help him not to get very strong sanskaras. If there is no restriction in emotion, the sanskaras are very deep. That's why children's sanskaras are very deep, because there is no security for their emotions. They are not protected in their emotions. That's why they get deep sanskaras. Whereas for us, we have that protection. We can choose, okay, no, this is not so important. I should not take this seriously. So that sort of protection is there for elders. But whereas for children, they don't have it. That's why they get very easily affected by what is happening. So here we see that this is where we understand that, okay. And another thing is this ahankara, it gives pride. Part of ahankara is also pride, and which gives so much pleasure in our actions. So that also is very, what do you call, very helpful in experiencing some material pleasure, the pride. Like say I am going in a car, so I look a person coming on a bike, so I feel that, oh, I am better than him. So this sort of attitude, na, that I am better. That is because that is pride, and that gives some pleasure also. So that is also because of false ego. So this ahankara helps us, is a protection also. It is helping us to remain in this material world, whatever way we want. So that is the problem here. So we have to understand why karma is not there means impressions are not there. That's all. Why impressions are not there? Because we are not materially, emotionally involved. Why we are not emotionally involved? We understand that it is Krishna who decides the result. Otherwise, if we are so much into result, then definitely it affects like that. It is even if you are devotee, non-devotee, anybody it affects. If a non-devotee is not interested in result, it will not affect him also. So it's so simple. Another advantage for devotees, he has spiritual impressions, which will help him to the material emotions are very less, means they don't affect so much. So that's why there is no karma. It's not some magic is happening. It's a science only. So basically, suddenly some chew mantra magic happened. You are free now. It is not like that. It is based on our psyche only properly. Our chitta, man, buddhi, ahankar, sanskaras. So it's all science. So we can logically prove also. If it is any activity, if you are doing for somebody else, it's very difficult to do actions for somebody else. This is a very tough thing for any of us. Theoretically, we can say, but when it comes to action, I want to cook. I want to cook because I like cooking, and I want to cook in a particular style. And after cooking in particular style, I am interested in the result, how it is coming. So all these things are there, and we are attached. Now we may say, no, 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 I don't have any false ego. So yeah, we can say how when somebody criticizes us, no, that time we will know whether we have false ego or not. Somebody says you are a stupid. Somebody says you are so selfish. Somebody says why there is fight in the family, husband, wife, and children, this is that in law. Because of false ego only. Because one criticizes, other don't accept that. How can you say I'm this? So if somebody is giving correction, we are not able to accept. We say no, they are not. They are wrong. I am right person. And one thing is sure for all of us: we are always right only. Right. So this is a very standard thing for all of us. We are always right. This is because of false ego only. So it's a very and we are very happy to have it. But only when we give it up. Of course, this is the last thing we give up in this material world. It's very difficult. But hope you are understanding. When we say no karma, we need to very clearly understand how this works. It is not some random, some miracle thing. It's a simple understanding. So, some like we any action, impressions, any action, emotions. Emotions are there, impressions are there. No emotions, no impressions. Formula funda is very simple. Emotions are there when results are when we are attached to results. And when we will be free from results, when we know Krishna is the doer. That's all. So if we live in this way, Ishopanishad says you can live hundreds of years like this without getting affected and you can be happy also. So there is a different level of happiness in this way. So it's a happiness in service. It's a happiness in materially also you get so much. Not that you don't get materially, but still you are happy. You are not attached and you are happy also because like say people they go to some big hotels and some what to say farmhouses to stay. They pay some money and then they stay for 1 week 10 days. Now they know that they are going to stay for 10 days and they know that it is not their place. So it is not their place. They are going to stay for 10 days. Will they enjoy the facility? Yes, they enjoy the facility, right? So similarly, by knowing that it is Krishna who is arranging all these things for me, and I am not the owner, I am not the proprietor, and I have to leave the place for in some time. Still, I can be happy. Not that I need to be attached. That is the point. I will not be attached to the villa I rented for 10 days. but I am enjoying all the facilities without being attached also. And when I am told after 10 days, you will say, ah, it's fine. Anyway, I was not attached to this place, but I enjoyed all the facilities. This is what is Ishopanishad principle. So Lord is telling you, enjoy in this way, you can enjoy hundreds of years, no problem. Not just 100 years, hundreds of years, Prabhupada writes in that. So then no karma only. When karma comes, when attachment comes, when doership mentality comes, when desire to enjoy the results comes, when the fruitive mentality comes, that is what is condemned. So Bhagavad Gita, if you see, basically it is trying to help a person how to act without getting entangled. Arjuna is telling that I cannot act. Krishna is telling, no, no, you act. Arjuna is telling, oh, it's so sin. I cannot kill so many people. Krishna is telling, no, you can kill and still remain unaffected. So this is actually what the formula is. Anyway, I'll not take Ishopanishad. We'll come back to our main topic here. And this topic is also knowledge. It's also very wonderful. The instructions are given very nicely to uh, Prithu Maharaj, even though he is right person and he is given the instructions. Indra is wrong, but Indra is spared. And this is like we say, na, if somebody you want to uh, you want to assign a work, you catch a person who is very busy. He will definitely do it because he is responsible person. So like that, here also Prithu Maharaj is responsible. That's why the instructions are given. So Lord Vishnu is telling that, my dear Prithu, Indra, the king of heaven, has disturbed your execution of 100 sacrifice. Now he has come with me to be forgiven by you. Therefore, excuse him. So he's telling you excuse him, but he's telling still you don't do it. Because Indra is ready to ask forgiveness, but he's still attached to his 100 sacrifices. So he's telling, no, 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 I ask forgiveness, but don't do it. So, O king, one who is advanced in intelligence and eager to perform welfare activities for others is considered best among human beings. So here the first instruction is giving is you are advanced, you are intelligent. So intelligent is welfare for others, and you are not malicious, and you don't. And second thing he says in this fourth shloka is that you are so much advanced because of executing instructions of previous acharyas is carried away by the influence of matter. So who are so much advanced? So if a personality like you are advanced, you are following the instructions of Acharya. So why are you carried away by the influence of material energy? So then all your advancement may be considered simply waste of time. So advancement is that we should not get influenced by material energy. That is what is a sign of advancement. People we may see, oh, advancement with money, advancement with your name and fame, advancement in your, so many other advancements are there in the material world. But the real advancement according to Lord is not carried away by the influence of material energy. So that means we are not carried away by our mobile, which is the heavy material energy in everybody's hand. A TV, mobiles. What does this do? This world is samsara, or we also called Jagat. Jagat means which moves. So everything is moving in this world. From universe, if you see, all the universes are moving. You see the galaxies are moving, planets are moving, and you come to the micro level, even electrons are moving. Everything is moving. That's why it's called Jagat. Interestingly, our sages and all, they didn't had any modern gadgets, but the name only they gave in such a way that this is a moving place. Everything is moving. Our stomach, things are moving in the stomach. Blood is circulating. We are also moving. Everything moves. That's why they call it Jagat. So Sanskrit is such a scientific knowledge. It can define things very scientifically. So it is explaining how this world is a place which always moves. Everything moves here. And moving also means it is changing because the time factor effect. And because it is changing, we are fearful. Because change means we may lose some things in this world. That's why we are fearful. But when it comes to the Supreme Lord, He does not move. He is stable. Nothing changes. Because nothing changes, He is not fearful. That is the logic. For us, we are fearful because things change. Change means we may lose. But for Lord, nothing changes. Because nothing changes, there is nothing moves, nothing changes, is stable, so is fearless. And when we come to the Supreme Lord and hold onto His lotus feet, Bhajahurenan mana Srinandanandana Abhaya Charana Arvindre. So His lotus feet is called Abhaya Charana. We can become fearless because we are holding on to something permanent. So no change in Lord, and no movement, no change, no fear. That is a funda. So here, the influence, we are getting carried away by the influence of material energy. It is affecting all of us very badly. And now, how to the degree it is affecting to that. So, what is the counteraction from not getting affected by material advancement? Follow the instructions of previous acharyas. So, that is the only way we can come out of this situation. We just have to follow the higher authorities, follow their instructions. That means it is just protection of our mind only, right? We discussed this. My mind is affected by material energy. Now, to help my mind, I have to follow authority. That is the training that is given in Gurukul from childhood. Just to follow authority. And no matter how big you are, you may be 80 years old. And if your brother is 81 years old, you just have to follow. Even till death, you have to follow your elder brother. There is no option only. That is how the system is made. Why? Otherwise, we will get influenced by material energy. So why to take a chance? Better follow authority. And then atah kayam imam vidvan avidya kama karmabhi arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Those who are in full knowledge of the bodily conception of life, who knows that this body is composed of nescience, desires, and activities resulting from illusion, do not become addicted to the body. So, problem is that there is an addiction for the body. So we may not know, but we are so much addicted to our body. Because so much we are doing for the body, automatically the addiction is there. We want to take care of the body in different ways. Only a person who gets chronically diseased, that time he gets so much disgusted. I don't want to live. Otherwise, in general, we are attached to our body. So, who knows that this body is composed of nescience, desires, and activities resulting from illness. So, first is ignorance, and then there are full of desires, and then activities resulting from illusion. That means the shape which we are getting is based on activities. And then it is desires also. Our psyche is with desires. And then it is covered with ignorance. So three things are there. Our mind is desires. Body is, it is composed of nescience, ignorance, all this tamoguna. And then activities which you do, body, mind and action. Actions is full of illusion. So that is the composition of our personality. And then person who knows this, he don't get addicted to it. So we are made of Panchabhutas, which are ignorance. Our mind is made of desires, and our actions are in illusion. So very nicely composed body. So Prabhupada is telling, as stated in the previous, those who with good intelligence, he does not accept themselves to be body, being a creation of nescience. So the body has two types of activities. In the bodily conception, when we think that sense gratification will help us, we are in illusion. So actions are in illusion. Another kind of illusion is to think that one will become happy by trying to satisfy the desire that arise from the illusory body, or by attaining elevation to the higher planetary systems, or by performing Vedic rituals. Even Vedic rituals are Prabhupada is very specific. Vedic rituals, going to heaven, or fulfilling desires. All these things are, this is all illusion. Similarly, material activity performed for political emancipation and social and humanitarian activities performed with an idea that people of the world will be happy are also illusory, because the basic principle is the bodily conception, which is illusory. So material activity performed for political emancipation and all these things are also with an idea that people of the world will be happy is also illusion, because it's all bodily conception. So no matter whatever good leader we have, ultimately what they are doing, they are trying to help people happy at a bodily level only. You are helping all the politicians, 99%. We don't know. We cannot say, that's why we are giving the outcome. We don't know. Are all working on making materially a person happy. But because it is in a bodily concept, which is illusory. So whatever we desire to perform under the bodily conception is all illusion. In other words, Lord Vishnu informed Prithu Maharaj that although the sacrificial performance set an example for ordinary people, there is no need for sacrificial performance as far as personal self is concerned. So Lord is telling her, personally you don't need it. You are doing for setting an example, that's a different thing. So the ritualistic performance recommended in the Vedas mainly depend on the three modes of material nature. Consequently, Arjuna was advised to transcend the Vedic activities. So this is Nistraigуньо Bhavachana. Krishna is saying, Traigunya Vishya Veda, Nistraigуньо Bhavachana. You have to be beyond this. Asamshakta Shariresmin Amunotpadite Grihe Apatye Dravine Vapi Kah Kuryan Mamatam Buddha. This is how can a highly learned person who has absolutely no affinity for the bodily conception of life be affected by the bodily conception in regard to house, children, wealth, and similar other bodily productions. So if you are not attached to body, then what to speak of things which are connected to body? So in the previous verse, he is telling, Array, intelligent people are not attached to body because body is made of ignorance, body is made of desires, the activities are illusory. Now if you are not attached to body, what to speak of things which are connected to body? So the Vedic ritualistic sermons are certainly meant to please the Supreme Lord. However, by such activities one does not actually satisfy the Lord. Rather, with the sanction of the Lord, one tries to satisfy one's own senses. Very important. He's telling the Vedic rituals are meant to satisfy Lord. But however, by such activities one does not factually satisfy, with ultimately satisfying senses. In other words, materialists who are especially interested in sense gratification are given permission or license to enjoy by executing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. So they are enjoying their own personal life, but they are enjoying they're trying to enjoy in a legal way. So that is the main point here. They're trying to enjoy in a legal way. And this is called Traigunya Vishaya Veda. All the Vedas. The Vedic performance are based on the three modes of mental nature. Those who are elevated above the mental conditions are not at all interested in such Vedic performances. Rather, they are interested in a higher duties of transcendental loving service to the personality God. Such devotional service is called Nistraigunya. Devotional service to the Lord has nothing to do with the material conception of bodily comfort. So we have to go beyond this. Yeka Suddha Swayam Jyotir Nirguno Asugunashrayah Sarvo Gona Vrata Sakshi Niratmatmana Paraha. The individual soul is one, pure, self-effulgent, and though devoid of material qualities, the reservoir of all good qualities, all pervading, not covered by matter, that witnesses of all activities completely distinct from other living entities and transcendent to all embodied souls. So now he is describing about the spirit soul. So in the previous two verse two significant words are used. Asam saktaha, meaning without attachment, and buddha, meaning fully cognizant of everything. By full cognizance, it is meant that one should know about his own constitutional position as well as the position of Supreme Lord. According to Vishnu Chakra Thakur, in this verse, Lord Vishnu is described himself as or the Paramatma. The Paramatma is always distinguished from the embodied soul as well as the material world. Therefore, he has been described as Para. That Para, the Supreme Lord, is Eka, meaning one. The Lord is one, whereas the conditioned souls embodied within the material world exist in many varieties of form. There are demigods, human beings, animals, trees, birds, beasts, and so forth. Thus, the living entity are not Eka by many. Nityo Nityanam Chetanam Eko Bahunam Yo Viddati Kama. So, this is the point. ये एवं सन्तमात्मानम् आत्मास्तं वेद पूरुषः नाज्यते प्रकृतिर्स्थोऽपि तद्गुणैः समया स्थितः. Although within the material nature, one who is thus situated in full knowledge of Paramatma and Atma is never affected by the modes of material nature, for he is always situated in my transcendental loving service. So within material nature, one who is fully in knowledge, what they will do is not affected by material nature and he is situated in loving. So if he is not affected, definitely he is doing service to the Lord. So Prabhupada is writing, when the Supreme Lord appears in the material world, he is not affected by the modes of nature. Similarly, those who are always connected to Supreme, they are also not affected. Mamcha Vyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevatis. Sagunan Samatitaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpatu. Yah Swadharmena Mam Nityam Nirashi Shraddhayanvitaha Bhajate Shankaitasya Namo Rajan Prasidati. Lord Vishnu continued, my dear King Prithu, when one is situated in his occupational duty, engaged in my loving service without motivation for material gain, he gradually becomes very satisfied with it. So I want to be satisfied. So this is the only formula. Serve the Lord without any motivation. That's what Prabhupada is. This verse is confirmed in Vishnu. Varnashrama Acharya is this and apply to the four divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra and Brahmachari. If one works according to Varnashram Dharma system, does not desire fruit results, he gets satisfaction gradually. Discharging one's occupational duty as means of rendering devotional service is the ultimate goal of life, confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. So everyone is situated in his occupational duty, but the purpose of material occupation should not be material gain. Rather, everyone should offer the results of his occupational activities. So, a Brahmana especially should execute his occupational duty not for material gain, but to release the Supreme Lord. The Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra should work in a similar way. Right? So, let one remind what he is. He need only install a deity of Supreme Lord in the home. The deity maybe Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayana. There are many other forms of Lord. In this way, a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra can worship the deity as the result of his honest labor. So this is how we can perform bhakti and please the Lord. In this way, one can very easily engage himself in service of Lord. When the Lord is pleased with one's service, one's mission in life is fulfilled. That's all. Paritapta guna samyak drishno vasudhasayah shantim me samvatsthanam brahma kaivalyamasnute. When the heart is cleansed of all material contamination, the devotee's mind becomes broader and transparent, and he can see things equally. At that stage of life, there is peace, and one is situated equally with me as Sachidananda Vigraha. So he is gradually come out of bodily consumption, just engage in a service, you will be completely satisfied. And then when your heart is completely clean of material contamination, then your mind becomes broader and transparent. This is very important. And then he can see things equally, and at that stage of life, one is situated equally with me, Sachidananda Vigraha. Udasinam ivadyaksham dravya jnana kriyatmana kutastam imam atmanam yo vedapnoti shobhanam. Anyone who knows that this material body, made of 5 gross elements, the sense organs, the working senses, and the mind, is simply supervised by the fixed soul, is eligible to be liberation from material bondage. So one who gets this realization, what? That material body, senses, sense organs, working senses, mind are supervised by the fixed soul. That's all. The soul does not do it. It is only supervising. It is just observing. And then one who knows that, immediately he will be free from material entanglement, eligible for liberation. That's what Krishna is saying. This was described how one can become liberated from material bondage. The first point is that one must know the soul is different from body. So that's how Krishna started the logic. He said, you are not the body. The soul is called Dehi, or one who possesses the body. The body is changing at every moment, but the soul is fixed. Therefore, soul is called Kutastam. The change of body is enacted by the reactions of 3 modes. Right? So one who has understood and fixed position of the soul should not be disturbed by the incoming and outgoing interactions of modes of material nature. So it's a very nice, scientifically described. Prabhupada is giving a very nice explanation. He says one who understands the fixed position of soul should not be disturbed by the incoming and outgoing interactions of modes of material nature in the form of happiness and distress. So Prabhupada Krishna recommends that since happiness and distress come and go due to interactions of modes of nature on the body, one should not be disturbed by external movements, even though one is sometimes absorbed in such external movements. He has to learn to tolerate them. A living entity should be always indifferent to the actions and reactions of external body. So very nicely Prabhupada explains, trying to prove one who constantly engages in devotion service 24 hours a day can be indifferent to actions and reactions. So that is the only formula. Binnasya lingasya guna pravaho dravya kriyakaraka chetanatmanah dashtashu sampatsu vipatsu surayo यो न विक्रियन्ते मयि बद्धसु सौहृदः. Lord Vishnu told King Pitu, my dear king, the constant change of this metal world is due to the interactions of modes of nature. The five element senses, the demigods who control senses, as well as mind, which is generated by spirit soul. All these taken together comprise the body. Since the spirit soul is completely different from this combination of gross and subtle metal energies, my devotee who is connected with me in intense friendship and affection, being completely knowledge, is neither agitated by material happiness and distress. So this is the important thing. When we see that things are happening by mode, we will not feel affected. And we want to get connected to the Supreme Lord very nicely. So the question may be raised that if a living entity has to act as the superintendent of activities of bodily combination, then how can he be indifferent to the activities of the body? So you are supervising, you are told you are in charge. So whatever happens in that place, you are affected and you are responsible also. Na? I made you in charge. Why are you not behaving properly like this? So the answer is given here that these activities are completely different from activities of spirit, soul of the living entity. A crude example is can be given uh, in this connection. A businessman riding in a motor car sits in the car, supervises its running, and advises his driver. How he knows how much gasoline is used up. He knows everything about the car, but still he is apart from the car and is more concerned with his business, right? So this is a very nice, typical, nice example. I know what is happening in the car, how much fuel is there, I know where right, where left. I'm conscious, but along with that, this is also there. So even while riding in the car, he thinks of his business and on hobbies. He has no connection with the car. Although he is sitting there as the businessman is always absorbed in the thoughts of his business. So the living entity can be absorbed in thoughts of rendering loving service to the Lord. Then it will be possible to remain separate from the activities of mental body. This position or neutrality can be possible only for a devotee. So very nice points proposed. The word buddhi suhurdaha, bondage in friendship, is particularly used here. Karmis, jnanis, yogis cannot be bound in devotional service. Karmi engage in activities of body. Their aim is for comforts for the body. Jnani get out of the entanglement by philosophical speculation, but they have no standing in liberated position because they do not take shelter of Supreme Lord. So yogis also have a bodily conception. They think that they can achieve something spiritual. So this is how the systems are. So a devotee's position is always transcendental because of his intimate relationship with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, to remain always uh, aloof from the actions and reactions bodily in the beginning. To remain always aloof from the actions and reactions of the body and engage one's real occupation. So, namely, rendering service to the Lord can be possible only for devotees. Sama, samano, samamaya, madhyama, madmanaha, सुखे च दुःखे च जितेन्द्रियाशयः मयोपकल्पिताखिललोकसंयुतो विदत्स्वविराखिललोकरक्षणम्. My dear heroic king, please know yourself always equipoised and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you in the intermediate stage or lower than you. Do not be disturbed by temporary distress or happiness. Fully control your mind and senses in this transcendental position. Try to execute your duty as king in whatever condition of life you may be posted by my arrangement. For your own duty, there is duty here is to give protection to the citizens of your kingdom. So we'll continue this discussion tomorrow. Any questions, comments? Okay, thank you all very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे